I'm Kevin with a jubilant Gordon.
Go Birds.
Eagles. And Devin Allen.
Devin Allen.
1 win away.
Practice squad extraordinaire. He's just his presence on the sideline leads this team to the NFC Championship. Go up against the Niners. Team of destiny, some are saying. Some are saying.
For those of you not watching, Gordon has a very large Eagles sweatshirt on and a Eagles hat with some writing on it. What's the writing?
So it's signed by Carson Wentz, which is probably ironic.
Current quarterback of a different team
who's probably
Eagles.
Never going to start again, but it's still an Eagles hat. But this shirt, if you look at it, it kind of looks kind of weird. Like the logo is like awkwardly low. It's because it's supposed to say Philadelphia right here, and you can kind of see it faded. I think this is a sweatshirt, like that was like a misprint.
Oh, got the discount?
And I think that's why I have it. But it's like
Was it a gift?
Yeah, it's a gift from my mom.
Okay.
So I'm guessing it's a misprint Eagles, and it was probably on like clearance at like Kohl's.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, it's an Eagles.
Marshall's find.
Yeah, Marshall's or something.
Scooped it up.
And
now you're rocking it.
because if you look closely, it looks like it would have said Philadelphia, and there's an extra lot of gray here. So
yeah,
I got a discount Eagles sweater shirt.
So I'm not.
And a Carson Wentz hat.
When it comes to NFC, I'm not pulling for Philadelphia. I'm rooting for San Francisco. But the bright side would be if Philadelphia can pull off the trifecta of getting second and maybe even the quad if things turn around for the 76ers of you guys just being perennial runner-up. Because we saw it with the Phillies.
Yes.
We saw it with the Union.
Yep.
The blue-collar workers in the MLS. And then
Eagles could be doing it right now.
Get second.
And then the Sixers, there's a scenario where they make the NBA Finals.
You'll change your name to the second city.
Second city?
Chicago will no longer be the second city. You will become the second city.
I don't know if that's a good thing. Would you want to have...
No.
Or would you rather go 0 for 4 in finals of your teams or just not make the playoffs?
Well, this is the difference between track and other sports. Track, you'd be like, hey, 4 silver medals.
4 silvers. That's
Let's
great.
go. Let's go. I get an awesome appearance fee. People remember me. I'm on the podium.
Yeah.
National anthem plays. But no, in sports, no one gave the Bills credit for losing 4 Super Bowls.
No.
They just made fun of them.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, hold on. They're better than everybody for one team.
But
didn't matter.
It's worse. Like LeBron James when he would lose in the NBA Finals.
People would give him more crap than if he lost in the first round.
Yeah.
Or if he didn't make the playoffs.
When Michael Jordan didn't make it for like the first 6 years, everyone was like, whatever.
Yeah, they're not
but
there.
When LeBron made it, anyway.
Oh,
yeah.
Adam brings up the Flyers too, so you could have 5, I guess.
Yeah, Flyers aren't good.
I don't know the current status of the
They've
Flyers.
been winning a couple games, but they're not going to make it.
I'm way outside my depth here when we're talking NHL, specifically Philly.
I wore a gritty hat to the Eagles bar. There's an Eagles bar in Austin, which is fun, and everyone noticed the gritty hat. Gritty. Best mascot
People are saying.
in the NHL. Some are saying. Some are saying top tier mascot.
All right, let's get into it. We got a lot to get to.
We do, and we need to stop talking about
Well, I want to acknowledge
Philly
your shirt.
sports.
I want to acknowledge your sweatshirt. And I think people like that because next Monday when we record, if there's a soul-crushing loss, all the comments will be, what's up with Gordon? What's up with Gordon?
Yes.
What's up with Gordon? Because I still remember during the Olympic trials in 2021 when the Sixers went down, like moments before we went live, the chat was amped. And not in a
We don't want to talk
way
about that
was
series.
happy
That
towards you.
Atlanta game.
No, we don't want to talk about that. Okay. I think collegiate records was the theme of the weekend. So
I think it might be the
start
theme
there.
of the year.
Okay.
Could be.
Let's get, we're going to talk about U.S. Cross, and we're going to go through the over-unders as well, too. But let's start first on the college side of things. Julian Alfred of Texas ran 7:02 out in Albuquerque. Knew this final was going to be fast after she runs 7:05 in the prelim, but goes under her collegiate record. You see that margin there if you're watching, just completely obliterates the field in this race. She opened quick last year too, not as fast as this. She ran an altitude opening last year too in Lubbock. This a little bit higher in Albuquerque, but 7:02 your new collegiate lead. And now my question is, Gordon, nationals are at Albuquerque, correct?
Yes.
Could we see a sub-7 this year from Julian Alfred?
Oh, I thought I had an opportunity to just get you there. Because I thought you were referring to USA Nationals, and I was about to say, yo, Alfred's not American. But
St. Lucia.
Yeah, you were talking about NCAAs. I thought I was
way ahead of you, Gordon.
I thought I was going to pull a Gordon on you.
Okay.
No, but yeah, I think for sure where sub-7 is in line. You're running 7:02 in January, 6 weeks from now, you got to be able to get 2/100ths of a second. I mean, if you can't get 2/100ths of a second in 6 weeks, how many seconds per? That's 1/100th of a second per week. No,
thousandth.
Wait, okay, hold on. So 6 weeks is how many days?
Oh, confused, Gordon.
6 weeks is how many days?
42.
42 days.
Yeah.
And she needs to go 0.02, right? So per day, she needs to run 0.000476 faster. Can you do something 0.000476 faster every day?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's not a lot.
Yeah,
That's like
get her and Coach.
That's not even a slap. That's like you can't even imagine that time.
Yeah.
So she got 42 days. Each day, 0.00047619.
Yeah.
And then she's going to break 7 in Albuquerque on March 11th.
So only 12 women in history have gone sub 7. We saw Swoboda do it last year, and Briscoe did it last year. But before that, and Kambunji. So we saw 3 sub 7s last year. But I wonder if you start going a little bit farther down than that, like world record 692. So she'd have to get a full 10th faster. Then number 2 all-time, Gail Devers, 695. So if you get into the mid 6.9s, you're in rare company at that point.
So here's the question now.
Yep.
Do we need to recognize it's at altitude, right? So according to like the altitude conversions, you add 0.02. So like in the like qualification, not that she's not going to qualify, obviously she ran 702.
Yeah.
But like it's supposed to be technically on normal soil a 704.
Normal soil, not soil that's way high up in the air.
Yeah, but NCAA's is at this level, so whatever. It cancels cancels it out.
Well, right, and also the record doesn't care. The record.
Do you think the record should care?
No, it shouldn't.
But all right, hold on. If I'm running a 60 on top of Mount Everest,
yeah,
and I'm getting like a full second advantage on my 60, I feel like that should matter.
Well, the weather's going to slow you down though on top of Everest.
You put it in a dome. Okay. Build a dome.
You've thought this through.
I've thought this through.
No, Albuquerque marks are on here. Albuquerque marks are on college times. I mean, all in the game AJT in the chat says Kambunji would break the world record at altitude. Yeah, okay. Well, then maybe we should have more races up in Albuquerque to get a little bit of an advantage. But
did I just hear Kambunji would break the world record?
Well, so she ran the 696 last year in Serbia. So if you do the conversion, that would put her down to 694, which would be 0.02 off. The point is, when you look at the all-time list, there's a name you don't see on here in the top 5. You have to go all the way down to number 9. You see Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price at 698, just because she hasn't run that many indoors. But whatever, put that aside. For Alfred, I definitely think sub 7 is possible, given that the biggest meet of the year is in Albuquerque. No guarantees. Not everybody runs their best when championship time comes around, but I'm wondering if she can go mid 6.9s. I wonder if that's a more realistic marker for her.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about to stay healthy, make sure she's not going too crazy these next 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's probably, the whole idea of like the regular season and indoors is just to qualify. Mm-hmm. She's already done that for the 60. So like, what else are you going to really get by running more 60s? I don't know. She's probably focusing on the 200 maybe a bit, right?
Just to get a qualifier, yeah.
Maybe, but then she'll probably focusing on big 12s.
I mean, what if they think, though, they can give it that world record run? Then I think you got to go for it.
Let's see where they're going. Where is Texas competing?
I mean, they'll probably run in Lubbock, which isn't as high up as Albuquerque, but it still has an altitude conversion on it. I believe.
So they're going to Lubbock this weekend. And then the weekend after that, they're going back to New Mexico. And then they're going to Clemson.
Yeah. Fast track there.
And then Big 12s.
Where's Big 12s?
Lubbock.
So she's going to get, theoretically, at least at Big 12s and NCAAs, 2 more chances on fast tracks at altitude.
Hear me out, though. She might not go to Lubbock on next weekend because that mark won't count as like a world mark.
What does she? Do you think she needs a 60 world mark or what?
No, like if you want to be like top 10 all time in the world.
Oh, you're just saying For historical purposes.
purposes,
the
like
thing I was talking about on
yeah,
Friday.
like she's the Tiger Paul invite. She probably shouldn't bother running there because if she's ready to run sub 7,
yeah,
she should not take these moments on tracks that World Athletics is going to ignore. So she probably should only run at New Mexico because New Mexico,
all their meets have been sanctioned.
New Mexico counts.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Clemson doesn't as of right now.
But then the question then is, all right, are you okay with if you run the 5th best time, it not counting a World Athletics? Doesn't it really only matter when we're talking about the world record?
No, it matters. You want your PB.
You want your points?
You want your PB to be recognized by World Athletics.
All right, makes sense.
That's all it matters. She wants her PB to be recognized by World. If that would suck if like she has to always have like a PB that's like she'd be running at World Indoors next year and they show her PB and she's like, I ran faster than that. And they're like, yeah.
Reminds me when they would show the rankings, world champs last year, and it's like, wait, what? Who's ranked 47?
The best is when they show the world rankings for heptathlon athletes or decathlon athletes. So they see like they're the 384th best hurdler. And like, why are you in this meet?
What an upset. An unlikely story. All right, next collegiate record that I want to talk about. Masai Russell in the high hurdles, 7.75 for Kentucky. I'm going to give you some credit here. Last week, you said she was the underrated athlete of the week. You pointed out that she had been running a lot recently, and her times were dropping from
dramatically.
2022.
Yeah. She's going to be doing something special by the time we're in the summer of 2023. I think this is just the start. You run this fast this early in your off event, because I think she's more of a 400 hurdler. I mean, she's showing that she's got the speed now. Looking back on it, she kind of was like overlooked because she got second in the 60 hurdles indoors. I didn't realize that. I think everyone was kind of focusing on what Grace Stark was doing. So, but you run this fast, this quick, this is going to be her year. This is the year that she's going to basically blow up all of her PBs and really try to chase, in my mind, Sydney McLaughlin, right? She probably has the hardest school record to break when it comes to school records. It's Sydney McLaughlin's Kentucky school record.
Oh, you're talking about the 400
hurdles.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't think she's a short hurdler. I mean, she probably is like, whatever, I can do.
Well, she's ran 7.75.
She did, yeah, but I still don't think I don't think that's her main event. I think her main event is the 400 hurdles, which is a compliment that you're so good that your off event, you're breaking the collegiate record. I think that her main event is 400 hurdles, and if you're the collegiate record holder in the 60 hurdles, that's going to be helpful for you.
Well, she finished
come summer.
Well, outdoors though, she finished better in the highs than she did in the lows.
I still think she's a 400 hurdle.
She was 3rd in the highs and 4th in the lows.
Okay, well,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but Britton Wilson was in the lows, so take her out of it and then Hall out of it. Boom.
You can just if you just take everybody out who finished in front of another person, you just move them right up the list. All right. Well, what are the, let's see, PBs are 4 hurdles, 55.3.
What's her?
12.71. So.
Yeah, I mean.
But, Britton Wilson is still there, though.
True.
So,
maybe she
maybe a higher. The thing with the NCAA is there's just always going to be good high hurdlers, right? It's just how like every single year, there's going to be somebody.
The more I think about it, I'm going to retract my previous statement.
Okay.
I think based on the landscape of the U.S. when it comes to hurdling, it would probably make more sense for her to abandon the 400 hurdles.
Now you just switched 180 real quick.
I know.
Now you're full on abandoning it.
Yeah, she should abandon it. She should say goodbye. Sorry, it's been a good run, but like I don't want any of the Wilson, Muhammad, Little, McLaughlin smoke. I want the
man. It's a good thing you don't coach.
I want the I want the barbecue chicken over here, which is kind of an open field. I mean, Kenny Harrison's the best, but like Kenny Harrison isn't unbeatable. We see people come in and out of those top 3 spots in the U.S. It used to be the U.S. 100 hurdles was like the hardest team to make, but it's not been like that the past few years. You kind of could interchange the 2nd and 3rd best woman in that spot. And now Masai Russell, you run 7.75. She is a heavy favorite, in my opinion, to be a top 3 U.S. Then versus the 400 hurdles. So, but I still think she's a 400 hurdler, so I may have to.
You can do both for a while. She shouldn't need to decide yet.
She needs to abandon the 400 hurdles, but also ignore my advice and do it anyway.
Abandon your advice?
And she needs to abandon my advice.
Well, Harrison did both.
Yeah.
Queen Harrison did both in college.
Yep.
Maybe that's where she's going to go. The thing is, she doesn't need to make the decision, especially not now, because you literally don't even run the 400 hurdles indoors. So,
or the 100 hurdles indoors.
So just keep running the 60 and then see what happens when you get out there. I just think, I mean, that's just serious speed. And the fact that her PR is dropping that much in 1 year just tells me that, yeah, outdoors is going to be good. And you'd think, okay, 60 hurdles. Okay, what's she going to do in the highs? That's a lot longer. But if she's a 400-meter hurdler too, you'd think, all right, the strength isn't
those 40 meters isn't going to be much
as it would be for somebody who's just a pure high hurdler, which is what she's not. All right. Next up, what do we got? Next, this isn't a record, but this is a good race.
Yeah, very good.
So we'll go back to Albuquerque here for this one. We had 3 in the top 10 all time, I believe, in this men's 600.
Cole, why don't we show this race?
Yeah, Cole, hit that play button if you're watching. So Will Sumner, Jonathan Jones, and Yusuf Bizimana in there, going 1, 2, 3, all in the 115s. Which, if you don't have an idea of like what's fast for a collegiate 600,
115 is fast.
115 gets you, or 115.7 or so gets you in the top 10 all time.
I thought that Yusuf was going to win this race because he has that kick. He's been shown he's strong in the 800. He's now training more with Jonathan Jones, and those two are kind of a great 1-2 punch when it comes to long sprinters who can go farther than 400 meters, go to the 800, go into the 600. And so I was surprised that Will Sumner did what he did in this race. Freshman.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming.
Yeah. Good positioning, too, from him. Like, was just sat there in second, got right on the rail, and was able to strike when the time came.
Like, this race, you see Jonathan Jones and Yusuf in this. Like, can Sumner win the 800 as a true freshman? Like, look at that kick. He smoked him. Like, Jonathan Jones is good. Yusuf is good. And Will Sumner, as a true freshman, was just like, I got this.
Yeah, you'd probably throw 2 or 3 more guys in the mix in addition to those 3.
Yeah, I mean,
as having a chance.
Yeah, Ole Miss guys are going to be good. There's an Ole Miss guy who ran 146. I think, who was that?
Oh. I'm blanking on it now.
Blanking on the name.
Yeah. There's so many Ole Miss guys last year. That's the problem. And all of them were like 140, 46, 147 last year.
Baylor Franklin.
There we go. So
and Tarian Corcoran.
So I wouldn't be surprised though if when you move up 200 more meters, if a race at NCAA's looks somewhat like this.
But like the men's 800's wide open. Let's look at like last year's outdoor final. You have Zahafi Moad, Texas Tech, he's gone. You have Anderson Navarsky.
You're reading the last name first. Are you trying to do that? It's like you're calling roll. You're the substitute teacher. Mac Gordon.
Hey, Mac Gordon is a famous musical artist. Okay. Mohad is out. You got Anderson of Mississippi State. He's back.
Okay.
Brandon Miller's gone. Jason Gomez, Iowa State. You're like, okay, that's not like a scary person. Like Sean Dolan, the 146 guys. Like, it's kind of a wide open field. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah,
he could be a true freshman winning it.
Even when you have a clear favorite, when it comes time to NCAA 800-meter races, it's never that simple, right? It always gets complicated because tactically how things work out. So, yeah, no, that could look an awful lot like the 800 final at NCAA's.
Who will finish higher?
I still think Jones will get it.
Okay, if he runs the 8.
I still think Jones will get it if he runs the 8. I think Bizimana is an interesting pick, too, because he's adding in a little bit more speed side of it, but he also has the strength.
What about Cade Flatt?
So, I mean, you got to love how confident he runs.
Yeah.
Right?
He hasn't run yet this year.
You want to see something.
Yeah.
And stuck with Ole Miss, even when Van Noy left to Cal Poly.
And the Ole Miss guys clearly are doing something special. I mean, they just had 2 guys run 146, 147 low, so.
Yeah.
It's going to be 800 low key. Might be a good year for the 800.
NCAA 800, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. NCAA 800.
I love the 800.
I know you do. You bet big on it.
Bet big.
You made some bold predictions about the NCAA 800, but on the pro level, it's gotta prove it.
Yeah.
At this point. All right, the other one. Let's see. Oh, that 400 that we had an over under on. Turns out, well, Jones scratched, so it was a little bit different. Godwin v. Boling. Godwin got the win, but the fastest time actually came from the other heat with Allen of SC running under 46.
So let's watch this Georgia battle here. You got Godwin.
They flew all the way out there.
Just to run against each other.
It's awesome.
It's like there's a popular Brian Regan bit where it's like when you see two log trucks pass each other.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you taking logs from here over there and these logs from here over here? It's like, why didn't these guys just run their 400 where they live?
Yeah.
Why did they go across the country to do it?
What did you think of the race, though? This is Boling's second time going over distance. He did the 300, and now he's on the quarter.
I mean, Godwin is a world championship qualifier in the relay.
Yeah.
So, like, he's a legit international talent. Like, he's on par with the best in the world.
Yeah.
If you can make Team USA in the 4x4. Mm-hmm. And Boling was right with him. And I think it's good for both. This again, Boling running a good 300, coming close to Godwin in a 400. You have to think that this is going to translate to a very good 200 season for him, which he's going to need because it ain't going to be easy in the 200.
Or
what?
A 400 season.
No, he's not going to do 400. These two races does not elicit, yeah. Does not elicit that 400 Boling is coming. I think it elicits 200 Boling is coming.
All right, let's watch Ashton Allen because he won the thing. He had the fastest time.
Yeah, so we got to give him some love.
Yeah.
USC.
Sub 46 for Allen. He got 45.94. Also ran the 60 4x4. He had run the season before that only a 47 at the Cougar Classic. So, I mean, this is a big performance for him going sub 47. Like, I'm looking at some of his
46. Sub
46. Yeah, well, the reason I say that is because like his best times before that were all 47s.
I mean, Quincy Watts, give Quincy a year and a half, and he'll turn anyone into a 45-second runner.
Yeah. Well, a lot of hundreds and 200s outdoors too. Yeah. Like he was 6th Pac-12 200, and then 8th in the 100. Like he didn't even run. He didn't run the quarter at all. I guess he did it early season a couple times, but 48s and 47s, and then now he's running 45 high indoors. You're right though. That's the Quincy Watts formula.
Speaking of, he's one. Speaking of a 1-2 guy running the 400. Check out this tweet. I'm gonna put it in the chat. No, not in the chat. I'll put
Is
it
this
in
a
the
tweet from you or are we doing Gordon tweets?
No,
again?
it's not Gordon tweet.
Oh, for Kerley. Tweet.
See this?
I didn't.
Well, you're gonna see it first.
March 11th, 400. Oh, that's the one in Australia, right?
Yeah.
So it's outdoors.
Yeah.
Continental Tour. Yeah.
No, it's not the Continental Tour. It's a random meet. He's running 100 at the normal Continental Tour.
Oh, it's a different.
This is his. He's gonna run a 400 like a week out from his actual.
So this is not in Australia.
This is in Australia.
Okay.
But he's gonna be in Australia for more than one meet.
Okay.
This is his first meet in Australia. He's going to 400, and then he's going to run his 1-2 stuff at the actual meet. But Fred Kerley, 400, March 11th.
Mm-hmm.
He did run a 400 early.
Yeah, he did last year.
Yep. Kerley's kind of messing with us here, though.
Why is
because
that?
I want to see a true 400 from Kerley. But I feel like he's retired from the 400. I think he's kind of been there, done that. I showed I could beat Michael Norman a bunch of times. You know?
Right.
I kind of just want to stick with the 1 and the 2.
Yeah.
But he tempts us with this. He's like, hey, guys, I can still do the 400. I can still, mix it up with the best of them. But when it comes down to it, I'm still just going to revert back to the 1-2 because I'm literally the world champion in the 1.
Yeah. Who doesn't run off distance in their
But it's different.
Race?
Because we know that he is a legitimate 400 talent. So this isn't just off distance. This is his old distance, and it brings back memories.
Oh, okay.
And
so it's a you thing.
You want to live in that nostalgia, and Kerley's kind of breaking your heart because like, hey, this is just temporary, bro.
If he could only run one event this year, what would you want to see him in?
400
from your perspective.
400.
Okay. Let me ask you one more time.
400.
Okay.
What event would you rather see him in? You go and see him in one event this year?
100. I'll see him 100 again. He's a world champ.
Yeah. I want to see the world champ run the 400. That's cooler.
Okay.
Seeing a world champ defend their title is not as cool as seeing a world champ get another person's title.
I just want to see if he can do it again. That's what I want to see.
I just want to see if he can skip, hop, and jump from an event to an event and get world title, world title, world title. Imagine he won the 100, then wins the 400 this year, and then gets the 200 at the Olympics.
Mm-hmm. Well, you already have all the 200-meter champions planned out for the next 10 years. So one of the track race I wanted to mention, Dean Asher-Smith, 7:09, over in Czech Republic. Quick time for her. Early season. Not many of the pros. Like, the early season stuff is mostly collegians. I think in the coming weeks we'll see a few more pros. We're getting a lot of world indoor stuff coming up this week too.
Yeah.
Right? So that'll bring some more of the pros out. But so far, early season, it's been pretty quiet.
Yeah, the World Indoor Tour starts in Germany. Karlsruhe and Dusseldorf.
And that's which day?
The 27th and the 29th.
All right. So it's coming up soon.
Yeah. Would you rather live in Karlsruhe or Dusseldorf?
Dusseldorf.
Dusseldorf sounds fun.
I mean, that commercial. It's you keep calling it. You keep calling it Dusseldorf.
Is it not Dusseldorf?
Dusseldorf.
Dusseldorf.
Yeah.
Potato.
No, dude. You of all people should not say that because you're.
Wait, it's Dusseldorf?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yes.
It's Dusseldorf. According to
definitely Dussel.
Yeah. Everybody. There's a commercial. That's why people in the U.S. know it. But
hold on. DUSS. That's if I say spell the word dus, you go DUS, right? And if I said spell the word deuce, you go DOS or DOOS.
It's not English though, right?
It's definitely not English, Colt. Definitely a town in Germany.
All right, fine.
I'm going to use these moments to take water breaks.
These moments?
Yeah, like when you just go on a tangent and have pronunciation issues. I'm just going to sit back here and
I'll drink with you.
You guys both can't have water breaks at the same time.
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
that's what I'm saying.
the audience
You
is
keep
with the
saying
show.
stuff and I'll drink water.
Okay.
David says it was cited the first World Cup for track.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the U, AJT says the U has an umlaut. That's where he went wrong.
I don't know what umlaut is, but it's
The
a
dots.
dots. The dots.
2 dots. They got you.
Well, my word didn't have the dots, so that's what
I
I
just
was
like that
saying.
you have the confidence to. Both me and Colt were saying, no, you're wrong. And you're like, no, you guys.
Whatever.
You guys can't pronounce
I made a bet with someone the other day. He thought that the NFL playoffs don't reseed. I was like, they reseed. He's like, I'll bet you $1 million. I was like,
whoa. Did
you'll
you make
lose
the bet?
You will lose $1 million. I feel bad. I felt so bad. I was like, no, let's bet $50 because
Did the person have access to $1 million?
no. But he was like, I'll bet. I was like, I literally could get $1 million from you right now, and I feel bad. It's like it's like betting $1 million that Santa's not real.
Yeah.
You guaranteed to win. So I just felt bad. I was like, no, let's just do a real bet. It's $50. He's like, yeah, okay, sure.
Okay, but that's not. You're not a good guy here either. He didn't obviously have $1 million, so you decided to take $50 from him.
Yeah.
If you had kept it at $1 million, it would have just been assumed that it was a joke. Instead, you lowered it to an amount he could actually pay, and then took the $50 from him. So,
Hold on, no.
why, you're like,
he
I
would have
felt
owed me
bad.
$1 million.
No, he wouldn't have, because no one honors $1 million bets.
Tell that to like.
You took 50.
No one
bucks.
honors $1 million.
Do I know
bets?
this person?
Yes.
Oh,
It's a coworker.
Who was it?
I can't say.
I think I know who it was. It's the person I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's the person you're thinking. What do you mean it's the person you're
Are they
thinking?
also an Eagles person?
No, they're not an Eagles person.
Oh.
But that would be a person who would make that bet.
Oh, okay. I think I might know who it is.
No. You don't know.
So you took $50 from him.
Yeah.
How mad were they?
They were like, oh, you got me.
You know why? It's because they show a bracket.
Yeah.
So
He's like, I saw it on the internet. There's
Yeah.
a bracket. I was like, no.
There's a bracket everywhere.
It's like, that's not how it works, bro.
Because you actually have to do a bracket.
Do your research.
Yeah. All right. Let me read through some comments in the chat. All in the game says shout out to Kobe Hilton, 651, for matching Ismail Cohn's 651 world lead.
Of which both are not recognized by World Athletics. I think we should do a segment at the end of every weekend of what world, like Bird Box, the movie Bird Box, like you don't see it. We should Bird Box. What results is World Athletics
They
Bird
didn't actually
Boxing
happen. Yeah.
that they're just pretending didn't happen, and that's those two 651s.
Yeah. Tampico asked
Being
about
bird-baxed.
Shanti and Sophia and Aria Pierce, high school athletes. Thomas says, hey, Gordon Boling has never run a 43 split like you keep saying. His best split was in high school. Let's
Is
see.
that true?
Anthony says, Gordon, it's German. Gordon shouldn't have to bet the million to make up for all the losses he has made on bad track and field calls over the last 2 years.
Hey.
Yeah, should we update right now the over-unders? Should we do that right now? Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about it.
Cole, do you have the, and then
Yeah,
we'll
we
talk
have it.
about cross.
I'm updating it. I'm keeping track.
So, Julian Alfred, the line was 709. You went over, I went under. That was an easy win for me. The Albuquerque, that MLK meet winner in the 400 for the men, 45.7. You went under. I went over. And then Murphy, 218 in the 1K. He ran 220 or something. So you got that one. So I was 2-0 on the week.
No, you were not 2-0.
2-1 on the week. Relax. I have a healthy lead so far.
You're 8-3, and I'm 4-7. I'm 4 games back.
Here, in the spirit of me,
4 games back.
in the spirit of me trying not to take advantage of you, I just let you know I have a secret. Because you've let me set the lines the last 2 weeks, and we were supposed to alternate them.
Yeah.
I know the exact line to bait you every single time. Because I just know you really well.
Yeah.
And I know what's going to make, and I know, depending on the athlete and stuff, like which way you're going to go. So I can kind of move it this way and that.
You know, if I like an athlete or don't like an athlete.
Well, just if like Alfred, I was pretty confident she was going to go under. I didn't think that she'd necessarily like go 0-2. But then like the quarter, like you get so excited about 400-meter times in the NCAA. It's insane. But 45.7 early season, that's crazy fast. I mean, I'll keep winning. It's fine. And then I'll get my steak dinner. So
yeah, well,
I should have told you that.
So early. We're going to be like doing 200 of these picks. You have a 4-game lead. All right. That's cute.
Comfortable. It's
you know
only
who had more than the 4-game lead?
Mm.
The Los Angeles Dodgers.
Oh, wow.
And
wow,
how did that turn out? Right? How did that turn out?
Stings. Kenny Simon ran numbers. This is from All in the Game. Ran number 4 NCAA 600 time, 1:26.69. All in the Game says, "Oh, good to see Terence Laird back on the track." Do you see that result?
Yeah.
First time since Olympic trials in June 2021. Ran 6.66 PB in his first race back. So that's a name to watch out for. And people have wondered because he was so good at LSU that year. Now, the 200 is totally different than when he left. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Aaron Knighton's gotten better.
Very different.
Aaron Knighton's gotten better. Lyle's gotten back his mojo. You got Bednarik in there. You have Kerley in there.
It's ridiculous.
I remember that year I picked him for that third spot because it looked to be like
he was a fun young kid pick.
Well, and he was running really well in the NCAA, and then didn't make it. Presumably, probably tired from the NCAA season, but now he's back. I mean, he's running indoors, which if you're a 200 or 400 meter runner and you're running indoors, it means you're really healthy and want to get going, get back out there. So that's a name to watch. Like I want to check back in April, May on his early season results.
Should we set an alarm? Hold on.
No, you don't need to do
I'm
that.
gonna do. I never done this. So how can I set an alarm? We're gonna make a note.
Make a note. So April. It's like April 10th or something.
Well, how do you do a?
You do a note, a reminder.
New note reminder. Hold on.
Are you hooked up to Siri?
Set reminder.
No, you say this. You say, Siri, remind me in 2 months.
Siri, remind me in 2 months, Terence Laird.
Does that work?
It's not letting me do it.
You're not
Most
going to. I don't
boomer section of the podcast I've heard in a long time.
I don't know how to do this. All right, have the chat. Chat, remind us. When are we doing it?
April 10th.
April 23rd?
Oh, April 10th.
April 10th. April 10th. Terence Laird, update day.
Yeah, real good.
How great would something crazy happen on that day?
Like that specific day.
Yeah.
I just picked it randomly.
Well, April 10th will be Terence Laird day.
Matthew says, show us Laird's 6.66, please. I don't think we have his.
Where did he run?
I don't know where he ran it. I mean,
I know where he ran it.
Did he run it?
He ran it at the Rad Invitational.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, let's find out.
All right, hold on, Matthew. We're checking on that. Gordon is on top of it. Go look at his World. Oh, wait, it wouldn't be on World Athletics.
No.
How do you figure out where anybody runs? I guess you need the TLUP page, right?
He ran a 6. Where did he run it?
How do you even find out anymore? if they don't put the times, they don't put the accredited times up, like where do you actually look?
Did it even happen?
That's what I'm saying. If someone runs a 6.66 in the forest and no one sees it. Oh, wait, hold on.
No, he didn't run it at the rad meet.
No, he ran it in Albuquerque.
Albuquerque?
Well, we got it then. Yeah, hold up.
What heat? This is going to take forever because we don't have the clips.
Yeah. Well, I'll read some chat stuff. David says, why is watching Gordon trying to perform menial tasks so amusing? I don't know, but I agree with you. Khalil says it was at the MLK meet on FloTrack. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
we got it, guys. We got it.
There was a football game.
No.
weekend.
I didn't realize that one was at our meet. That's bad.
You should know this.
I didn't.
I mean, it's kind of hard. Yeah. He's
got
under the
second.
radar. He's under the radar.
Got second to Brendan Stewart. Gordon's gonna find it.
Oh, I will.
We're gonna get it right now.
You can do it. Start drinking your water. It's gonna take me forever to find it.
You got to be talking.
How long do you think it'll take me to find it?
If you're good, it'll take you 2 minutes. And if I'm good, I can fill 2 minutes. But we'll see.
Oh, I'm gonna get it
in under 2 minutes. Colt,
what heat was he?
2 minutes on the clock. I don't know, man. I don't have any.
2 minutes on the clock.
2 minutes is on the clock. You need assistance now?
Oh, we got this. Yeah. Okay.
Colt, do you have that full file? Or do you just have the individual races?
Full file? I'm not sure what you mean.
Of the entire meet. Of that.
Oh, no, we'll get this. We're gonna get this. Hold on.
No, I just have the clips you sent over.
Here, I'll do this part for you, Gordon.
This is the best podcast ever.
Hey,
200.
Matthew wanted it. No, it's a 60, dude.
I know, but like it's before the 200.
Here, see if you can pull this up, Colt. While we do this.
I need to know the schedule. It's not knowing the schedule and finding it through a long ass file is literally impossible to do. This is awful. I am not having a good time at everybody.
No, this is great. Matthew, shout out to you for making Gordon do all this work.
God dang it. Okay.
It's terrific. So I apologize to people who are listening. They're not even going to get to actually see this. It's not going to even bear fruit.
Did he run it in the final or did he run it in a prelim?
Khalil says heat 4, 5, or 6, I think.
Oh, wait. Here, it's this one.
Yep. He thinks he's got it.
I got the full thing pulled up.
You have the whole thing? All right. It looks like...
oh, that's the hurdle. Oh, we're on hurdles.
Gordon is way off.
Those be hurdles.
I think we've gone way past. See if you can find it before Gordon.
I hear this.
Heat 5. It's heat 5.
Yeah, but like it's not about.
I'm now scrolling through an 8-hour-long video. To try
Yeah. That's what Gordon's trying to do. He's trying to find a needle in a haystack.
All right, heat 5. Okay, I'm on heat 4. Oh boy, we're gonna get this. All right. Timestamp 3:45:57.
Is that him though?
That's him.
You sure?
Yeah, let's do it. We got it. 3:45, 3:46. Go 3:46. There he is. Blow it up. Let's watch it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's him.
If it's not, it's gonna be really
It's
embarrassing.
him. I know what Terence Laird looks like. PA boy.
He is. Oh, there he is. Lane 5.
All right.
Heat 5. Matthew, this race is dedicated to you. All of Gordon's work. This is for you. Derailed show.
Colt,
That's
let's
okay.
skip 10-second buttons. Let's get ahead. This is taking too long.
Don't tell Colt how to
They're making
skip.
him wait around. There's probably like a false start. All right, here we go. Terence Laird, lane 5. Let's watch this.
I'm gonna drink some
Appreciate the chat finding this for us. I still don't understand the Adidas kits. It looks like they're wearing duct tape on their body.
water. Okay, just watch the race.
It does,
Don't,
doesn't
let's
it?
not ruin this for me.
Okay, sorry.
And everybody else.
I mean,
you could talk about the race.
okay. Slow start. Yeah, you got.
Yeah, but
Kind of closes a bit.
Look at him close,
He
though.
closes a
yeah,
bit
I mean,
on him.
that's what you'd expect from,
Yeah.
from a 200 guy. I mean, he's good in the 100, too, but that's what you'd expect from
What did he end up running?
666.
6. Okay.
Stewart was
6:59.
59. I mean, Stewart's legit, though, too.
Yeah, no, Brendan Stewart's
For
good.
not race, I mean, I don't know how much like race simulation stuff he was doing, but he didn't race since 2021.
Yeah, I mean, Noah
That's-
Lyles ran 6:61. So
Yeah.
he's 0.05 back of a 19.3 guy.
Yeah.
So he's running what, 19.4?
I don't know if we can go that far. Yeah, but I'm just saying that's a good start because we didn't know what was going on. And
Yeah.
Now we do.
Yeah. You like how I did that? Like extrapolate, just if he's 0.05 back.
You're
from-
always great at doing.
multiply it by 2 and
What did David say? You messing up menial tasks. are so amusing. All right.
What else has gone down?
Good job, Laird. Good job, Matt, in the chat.
Let's talk about USA Cross.
U.S. Cross.
So we're going to talk about US Cross. We have some underrated
We got a lot to get to.
performance of the weekend, and then we have a Sha'Carri Richardson update.
Yeah. So U.S. Cross. I mean, the biggest surprise for me was Edna Kurgat dominating the women's race.
Yes.
She won by over 15 seconds. McKenna Morley got second. Emily Durgan, Emily Lipari, Wayne Kaladi, and Katie Izzo. That's the top 6. So Kurgat makes her first U.S. team. She's part of the Army program. Kaladi makes her first U.S. team. A lot of first-timers for this World Cross squad. I thought Kaladi was going to win. Now, you never know this early in the season, like who's training through and who's really going all in. But Kurgat, like last year in track, 14th at USA's in the 5,000, and then 16th in the 10,000, right? And we know how good her college career was. But this was surprising to me that she was able to go in there, beat her former teammate, Kaladi, by a good chunk, and also just run away with it, run with that much confidence.
Yeah, it was a vintage Kurgat performance.
Yeah.
New Mexico days. Like, we forgot.
Early New Mexico days.
We've forgotten how good Kurgat was early on at New Mexico. And you kind of thinking maybe she's never going to be able to get to that form, but like you're winning this race, and obviously didn't have the Bowerman women in it, but did have Kaladi, and Kaladi is a legit player at this distance.
Yeah.
So it's a legit win in my opinion, and I think it kind of may potentially hint at that maybe Kurgat could be a fringe, maybe perfect situation. She gets third in a 5K or 10K at the track trials. But I was very impressed by what Kurgat did here. It is cross country, so it is her best element, and she proved it. And Durgan, we both had Durgan in our top 6. We both had Lipari. Morley, did we both have Morley in? We might not.
I think you might have had her in. I'll give you credit for that one.
I had. We did not have Izzo.
Well, we brought her up as someone who could be
though.
a contender. Yeah, for sure.
My wild card, Katie Camarena, she finished 12th, so I was proud of that. Where did Steph Bruce finish?
She was 13th, so just behind Camarena, actually.
There you go.
I mean, I'm interested to see how this group does at Worlds, right? And if that is the 6 that goes, because sometimes people do pass on spots and then you move it down. So Bahalski, who we picked, was one out, and maybe she'll move up. But that big story to me was just Kurgat. You're right. Vintage performance, throwback performance. If you watched her NCAA career, you'd be like, oh, okay, I remember that. But then everything that happened in between gave us no indication that this was what she was going to do. So
when did she last win an NCAA title?
Was it 17 or 18, right? But then it was the Kaladi show for after that, right? I mean, that's how I remember it.
Let's find out. When did she last win a title? Her last
I want to say 17,
NCAA
right?
title was 2017.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago. That's 6 years almost.
Where did she finish?
It's 5.5 years.
In 18 cross, and I think, did she have 19 cross eligibility?
18 cross, she finished second. No, she finished 5th.
Right, and then did she have 19 cross eligibility?
19 cross, she finished 9th.
Yeah, which are still really good, consistent performances, but after seeing what she did in 17, you thought, all right, she's going to run away with it.
So first, 5th, 9th,
back to first. Yeah, by a wide margin. Men's side of things.
Kind of wild looking at. I mean, it turns out that there's no heartbreak really here, but this could have been heartbreak.
Well, no, there was heartbreak.
No, there was no heartbreak. He's gone.
6th to 7th?
No, he's gone.
Buchanan's going?
Yeah, he's gone.
Who's scratched?
I don't know, but he's going. I saw on his tweet.
Okay, he's going.
Yeah.
So you have to guess. This is just like, this is the game with indoors too, because you never know who'd go to World Indoors or not. It's someone told me after the race they're not going. So Bohr wins it. I don't think that's surprising. Colley's been running well recently, but you look at the times, right? So 28:44 for Bohr. Well, forget the actual time, but just the margin of victory, 4 seconds. But then it's 48, and then everybody else is 49.
49 through 7, and again, top 6 qualify. Reed Buchanan being on the odd man out, but
according to his tweet,
someone scratched, so he's going to World.
So you got Colley, Rotich, Career, Chalanga makes another team, Dylan Maggard, and then Buchanan. I thought Hillary Bohr would be able to make it. He's 8th. and he
I
was
told you,
8
steeple
seconds back.
chasing is not cross country. I tried to warn you.
I mean,
about that.
Emmanuel Bohr, I think, was the safest pick, right? So I think
Yeah.
outside of that, there's not any huge surprises. Again, another steepler, Keeter, I thought would do could mix it up, but we have no idea where any of these guys are at. You don't have any early results to really judge where they're at. So we'll see. I mean, of the guys that made it, I think you could look at someone like Emmanuel Bohr though, just because of how good his track times are, as being a guy who should be able to mix it up in there.
I think so.
Right? Should be able to mix it up with the best in the world. Not going to pick him to win or get a medal, but he could be a top 10 guy, right?
Yeah, for sure. Other notable people, Jared Ward was 14th, Jenkins 16th. Our boy Eastside Rodriguez finished 24th. If this was a cross country meet, that's a good All-American performance.
Yeah. We both went with Rodriguez.
We both went with Rodriguez.
Donovan in the chat mentions that Rotich is a steepler. So your theory, gone. Sorry.
Anthony Rotich. God dang it, you're right. Yes, he is a steepler.
I'm not right. Donovan's right.
No. He's a miler.
Oh, you just
Because
decided.
remember when he ran the mile at UTEP? He was fun.
Well, that was indoors,
yes,
right?
I know, yeah. Yes, he's a steepler. He's a steepler. I'm just trying to find a way to make my takes make more sense.
The problem is when someone speaks with conviction, you believe them, and you should not do that. It's a good lesson for life.
I learned that from my mom. My mom would say just straight up incorrect things, but you say it like it's a fact, and then you believe it.
So she'd lie to you, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I would be like, it's a good message to your head because you say it so convincingly. You're like, oh, am I wrong? And like,
I knew somebody like that too, who 100% would defend anything that they did.
Yeah.
To the point where you were thinking that you were wrong.
That you're crazy.
Yeah.
And also, it's your mom, so like she's gonna lie to you because she's raising you.
Hey, I didn't say it.
They're not gonna tell you that like drugs are fun. They're gonna tell you drugs are bad.
That's your example?
No,
Okay.
But I'm imagining that would be an example, right? You're like, oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
You're too young for that or whatever.
Oh.
Don't go out at night. You have to be home by 11. It's not safe.
Well, that's called. You're talking about parenting. That's not lying. That's called parenting.
Well, it's lying.
You'll realize this one day. It'll be one of the greatest feelings in the world, though, when one of your kids says thank you to you. Just trust me. I'd rank it top 3.
Top 3. My mother found out about the backflip.
Oh yeah, and she's scared. You told me.
She's scared. Yeah. But I met a former gymnast over the weekend.
Okay.
And I said I want to do a backflip.
Are they going to teach you?
And they said that's not dangerous at all. I was like, yeah, but I was told like I could hurt myself. It's like, no, as long as you just jump high enough and trust you just do the right mechanics, it's actually very easy. Like I was told that's actually an easy goal.
Of course, for them, they're a actual gymnast. It's like a race car driver being like, you can go 100, 110 on the freeway.
Well, I explained
not a big deal.
But I said like I've never done it before. They're like, no, you're good. It's like if you can dunk, you can do a backflip. And I was like, well, actually, let me tell you about I can dunk, maybe potentially soon in the next couple months. I'm gonna dunk in like the next.
I don't think this is a good person to take advice from. That person, I don't think they do.
A gymnast on backflipping?
Of it. The relative ease of something. If they're an expert, they're going to think things are easier.
Yeah, but you think they wouldn't. I don't think. Do you think Nick Simmons to like a regular person's like, yeah, it's easy to run 145?
Not 145, but they would downplay how hard a workout was. Or even a work. Well, yeah, you can run 5 or 6 miles. Like, it's not a big deal.
No, but
when it comes to backflipping, like you're equivalent to like a 16-minute miler right now.
A 16-minute miler?
Yeah, you have zero experience.
No, I'm at least I'm at least
14
a 10-minute miler when it comes to backflipping.
No, because you have to run a little bit to run 10-minute mile. You have
no 12-minute miler?
Okay.
I could walk a 12-minute mile.
You can't walk 12 minutes in a while. You should be on the circuit if you're no.
Yeah, I can.
So, but
you don't think I can walk 12 minutes in a mile?
Like, are you gonna race walk or like just normal?
I think I could walk a mile in under 12 minutes.
Oh, sounds like we got a challenge, and this would be great content.
You don't think I can do that?
Well, I think you'd be basically running if you did that. Unless you're using the technique. Are you going to swish your hips?
No, I'm just going to walk.
Well, we'll see.
And if I do it under 12 minutes, what do I get?
Nothing. You get to walk.
No,
I'm
said
not,
bet
I'm
me.
not talking.
Come on, shake my hand. $50.
We got to move on. We're in the middle of a cross recap.
No, but I want to know if you think I can't walk 12 minutes in a mile.
Yeah, my point was, you're so at the ground level, and if someone came up to you and was like, "Hey, I've never run a step before. Is it easy to run a 9-minute mile or an 8-minute mile?" You'd be like, "Oh yeah, just do this workout. You'd be fine. It's super easy."
Okay.
Now the danger is different than a backflip. I'm not saying the danger is the same or the difficulty level is the same, but you're starting from so far back, and you're talking to a person who did things that are so much harder than that.
Yeah.
Of course, it's elementary.
Okay. That was a great cross country.
No, we're not done because you want to talk about juniors, I'm guessing, because
Yes, I do.
Leo Young, right, wins it on the boys' side or the men's side, excuse me. On the women's side, Irene Riggs got the win. You had a lot of the top high schoolers in the nation out there. So, but Leo gets it done. Beats some college kids too.
Yeah, 23-47, wins by 7 seconds, so it's a convincing win. You kind of look at this as like, all right, what would this translate to Young's, or you can say both Young's impact for Stanford next year?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think, because is there someone in this field that you can kind of like compare their win against? So let's compare him to Micah Wilson. I'm just doing this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Did he run for Wisconsin cross country? He did not. So this doesn't help me. I did not prepare well for this. Who is a cross country person? Did Marco Langon run?
I just don't think that we can read this as much into it as you want. I
No,
think
you
we
can
can just say he bounced back.
Okay, here we go. Oh, this. So Marco Langon,
Villanova.
he was Villanova. He was 121st at cross,
Mhm.
but you could just chalk it up as a bad race because he finished 4th in his region, in the Mid Atlantic region,
Yeah.
and he got 3rd in this race.
I think it means a couple things.
I think that means Leo Young would get better than 4th at the Mid-Atlantic region, which I don't know if Stanford's going to be running in that region next year.
They're going to move him?
If there's a realignment or something. But if there was a realignment, book it. Leo Young, top 4 in the Mid-Atlantic region.
Here's some actual analysis.
In a Stanford jersey.
Here's some actual analysis. Ready? Buckle up for some actual analysis. Here's what this means. 1, bounce back from his postseason
NXN,
race
yeah. Yep.
that didn't go well. 2, this was 8K. So it shows he can handle longer distance. He was used to doing 5Ks all high school career or shorter.
Fair enough.
He moves up 3 extra kilometers. That's not an insignificant amount, and he handled it after a long season and still got a comfortable win. So I think he's going to really transition well when it comes to running in college. Now, another 2K up to 10K, that's a big jump up as well too. But at least initially, from 5K to 8K, he's doing great. He's doing great. And it's good he had this opportunity to race too, because I think this was a race where the expectation necessarily wasn't for him to win, but he had the ability to win, which is what he showed. And those are always big confidence boosters. So good for him.
Speaking of Newberry Park, Cole, I'm going to put this in the chat. I'm not in the chat, in the rundown. Another Newberry Park athlete also ran this past weekend, but in the track, and ran against people who may not be, he ran against college kids and some pros.
Yeah.
Aaron Solomon, he ran an 800 and a mile. He wins the 800. This is at 7,000 feet, mind you, over Christian Noble, who's a legitimate talent, runs 154, so it's not that fast, but then comes back in the mile, which is the second link I put in there, and he gets 4th in a mile behind Christian Noble, Brody Hasty, and Santiago Prosser. So 2 All-American cross-country guys.
Yeah.
Christian Noble, we know what he's done. He's now pro, running for New Balance. But Aaron Solomon kind of having a good little track performance there at altitude. It's kind of wild. You have Newberry Park. You have 2 of the guys out in Richmond running U.S. Cross. You have Solomon running at altitude in Flagstaff, where his brother's at. It's just
not a traditional high school program.
It's not a traditional high school program, yeah.
They're not running the West Valley High School Icebreaker Classic.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
4:15 at 7,000 feet. That's like at least a sub 4:10.
Yeah. Thomas says, "Hey Gordon, you can't transverse property when it comes to cross country. Too many variables." I agree. Someone mentioned that Mondo did a backflip after he won, to which David points out Mondo and Gordon are not similar athletes. Well done. Tampico keeps wanting us to talk about Shanti. Didn't we talk about Shanti Jackson breaking the 300 record last week
Yeah.
on the show? Okay. I'm going to get a line. My voice is getting higher. Is that pretty good? Did I hit some good notes?
You got the tune.
You're the theater guy.
Yeah.
What's it called? Acapella guy.
I'm not an acapella guy.
You're a big acapella fan. You don't sing it yourself.
No, I'm a theater guy.
Yeah, but
I did musical theater, not acapella.
Okay.
I wasn't in show choir. I was in actual musicals.
Wow. I feel like I touched a nerve here.
Yeah. Show choir, very different from musical theater.
Okay, what's the difference? In 10 seconds.
Talent.
Whoa. Are you going to anger?
No, I mean, show choir, they're just good at singing.
Okay. And musical theater.
They're just singing pop songs. Musical theater, you got to be an actor.
Hold on, is show choir the same as acapella? That's the other name for it, or is it different?
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
a little bit. Yeah,
and there's beef between show choir and musical theater.
Yes.
Okay, and you're firmly on musical theater.
100%.
Wow, I didn't know this.
Come on. Sometimes the show choir people would show up and audition for musical theater.
What happened?
And they would say they would do good because they can sing. I'm not denying they can't sing, and they would be like, try to get the part, and they'd be like, oh, I can't come to rehearsal. I got show choir. It was like, bro, why are you even here then? If you can't show up to practice.
Yeah.
Go, this is
big. You might have touched some of that.
And it's like you took a spot from someone else who could have had that role because you just could sing better.
Yeah.
But you're not even showing up.
You thought I was going to clip out the Shakira Richardson segment? I'm clipping out this.
But yeah, musical
Gordon
theater.
calls out show choirs.
100% better than show choir.
So was it tough to watch Ed Helms' character on The Office?
Yeah.
And Andy Bernard?
Yeah, because he was a little bit of both. I didn't like that.
You didn't like it?
I don't like that.
Big. All right. Underrated athlete of the week. Gordon picked Messiah Russell last week. That became true. Who is your pick this week? Underrated athlete of the
Janae
week.
Stewart, the one who threw a world record, tied a world record. Perfect mark, by the way, exactly 84 feet.
Yeah.
.000 in the weight throw. Does it, I believe, in Nashville. She's a former Ole Miss athlete. Ole Miss is really good in the throws.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. You saw Raven Saunders came out of that program. Obviously, Janae Stewart. Very impressive. This is a practice throw that you're seeing there. That's not the actual mark. But 84 feet, weight throw. It's an off event. It's not like the main hammer throw. It does have a little bit of 600 meter vibe to it. Mm-hmm. But for hammer throwers, that's what they have. That's what they can do indoors. They can't do an actual hammer indoors, which would be wild.
Just see how much stuff you can break.
Yeah.
You have to throw it through several windows to get stuff.
It'd be imagine doing a hammer throw in a glass sided, the New Balance track, which is glass panels everywhere. It's we're gonna do the hammer throw.
It'd be a fun video.
Be fun to watch. Yeah. But big ups to her again. Early in the year, throwing it this far. Can't expect. What else do you do from now? All right. What do? You throw the world record on day one. What do you do for the rest of the year? It's
opening with the world record.
Opening with the world record. There's really nowhere to go.
She tied it.
She tied it.
You gotta exceed it.
I guess you gotta exceed it.
It is cool, the even number, the 8400. Any other nominees here for underrated athlete? I'm gonna ask the chat if anyone else. Elijah says Duncan Hamilton.
Yes. He had the conversion of the weekend.
Oh, we should do that.
He had the altitude and flat track, so you got the hashtag and the @ sign. What did he run? He ran. Okay, we're gonna play a game. I'm gonna tell you how.
I'm bad at these.
What do you want to know? Do you want to know what it converted to, or do you want to know what he ran? And then you have to guess the other.
What do you think's harder?
I'll tell you what it converted to, and you gotta guess what he ran.
All right. First, tell me the event.
3K.
3K. Okay. Flat track at altitude.
Yeah. So it converted to 743.28.
Whoa. Okay.
Which is 0.01 behind Kieran Lum's NCAA leading marks.
I'll just say he got 17 seconds and he ran 8 flat. How far off am I?
8 flat .38.
Oh, wow. That was luck. That was pure luck.
8 flat .38. The guy runs 8 flat 38, and then if you would have ran that time, like it would have been that time. This time will probably go down as a top 5 mark when we go into top 16. But the 8 flat would probably be like the 100th fastest time. So he's gonna go from 100th to like 3rd.
Moving on
because of the flat and altitude.
Yeah.
Not saying it's not deserving because it is hard to run on a flat track and an altitude, but I'm just saying we need to build a track on the top of Mount Everest in a dome, make it flat.
Yeah.
Just go wild.
Someone nominated Adeleke of Texas, underrated athlete. She went 7:20 and a 22:62 out in Albuquerque. Adrian nominated the 49ers for underrated performance of the weekend.
No, they're overrated.
I don't know if it's underrated or the appropriate level of rating. I don't know where they were at, but they won.
They scored 19 points. Good luck when they have to go up against the Eagles defense.
You're just calling out show choirs. You're calling out 49ers.
Yeah. I'm confident.
David says they had a mile on top of Pikes Peak. Sam Peak asked about the sub pod earlier. We have it scheduled Wednesday. Right, we're recording it Wednesday. Sub pod.
Yeah, well, we might have to move our pod on Wednesday.
We're not. I already told you no deal on that.
I'm not going to that meeting.
Yeah, you're not going to that meeting.
I got to go to that meeting.
Should Gordon go to the meeting or keep the 12:30 slot?
No,
press 1 if you think we should keep the pod.
We'll move the pod to 1.
No,
because the meeting's at 12:30. The meeting's 12:30 to 1.
No.
I might, but like, there's like 10 people in that meeting. Am I going to ask 9 people just to like move for me, or should I just move 30 minutes for them?
Just don't go out of protest. They got to recognize how important the pod is to not just you.
It is funny because the theme of the meeting is track and field at the company, and they scheduled it right when our podcast starts.
See?
Do you know what we should do?
Call in to the
Let's
meeting.
call into the meeting while on the pod.
Yeah, that would go over well. Good idea.
Oh, no, what I'm going to do is...
We can make that work.
We can make that work. What I can do is maybe we send them a YouTube link of the show, and I'll just go I'll log in. I'll say, hey, please record. I'm currently doing a podcast, and I send it. And then like they can like ask, if you guys have any questions, just ask me in the chat of the pod.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
You don't seem excited about this idea.
I just think you should not go. That's my thing.
It's about track. We have to go to this meeting.
No, not we. You got invited. I just want to keep the time. I feel like the time is sacred.
Time is sacred?
Time is sacred.
Okay, so I'm not going to go to the meeting.
We'll figure out later, but we're doing the sub pod. We're recording the sub pod on Wednesday. That's non-negotiable.
Okay. On
top of a non-negotiable item. All right.
I think it would be fun if I logged into a corporate meeting during our podcast.
We're over time, but you still want to get to the Richardson story?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure everybody saw this by now. Shakira Richardson got kicked off of a plane after a argument with a flight attendant that snowballed, as these things typically do.
A lot of people are always stressed when they're on an airplane.
Yes.
So typical cordial conversations become a lot more dramatic when you're in an airplane.
Yes, 100%.
People a little on their edge.
And I was surprised how much attention this got, because it was on like NBC's website, not the sports section, but just like the main section of their news site, which shows you how big of a name she is, like big of a figure. I can't think of, maybe there's only like 1 or 2 other track and field athletes in general to where if they had some sort of non-track issue that they would get any sort of attention. But
did you watch the clips?
I watched. There was a minute-long one, and with all these things, you never know
the timeline,
what happened.
It started
before,
recording, when it stopped recording.
Yeah, but just in general, this is my very unoriginal take. It goes back to what you were saying. Anything that delays a plane taking off, especially if it's about electronics, like the rest of the plane is not going to be with you.
Yeah,
that's just how it works. And I know, especially since COVID, there's been more and more of these incidents, and it just feels like that's the one place where everybody they want to get off the plane, or they want
the plane to take off.
They don't want to miss their next flight, or they need to get to a meeting or see their friend or whatever. Like, they just want everything to be hassle-free. And I guess it was about...
So I watched both clips.
Okay.
So she posted first the moment of her getting kicked off, and then she posted a video of the reason her getting kicked off. So it's kind of an interesting storyline. Like you see the ending before the beginning. She's like, and then she's like, I'm going to post the real video of why I got kicked off. So the reason why, so we'll reverse it and talk about why she got kicked off. So she was doing a selfie video during the
safety presentation,
being like, you know, she's now doing a vlog. Go check it out. Go subscribe to her. She's doing the vlog, trying to like put herself out there, talk behind the scenes of training and stuff. So she's on a plane, taking a thing, talking about, hey, going on vacation, cool. Flight attendant was like, hey, put your phone away. She was like, I'm paraphrasing, so don't, in the court of law, don't quote me. Flight attendant was like, put it away. She was like a little agitated by it because she felt like it wasn't, you know, I'm on airplane mode. It doesn't matter. I can film. There was a disagreement there. Then just like tensions blew up. And then all of a sudden the flight attendant was like, hey, they're like,
you got to go.
Yep. She's like, what the hell? You're singling me out. I don't want to go. It's just a phone. Blah, blah, blah. You're being rude to me. And then she starts talking back to them. Then they start talking back to her. And what could have started as like a typical conversation just got more and more anxiety, build up. And then all of a sudden she's being asked to get off the plane. And everyone who's not involved in the conversation starts cheering that she's getting kicked off because they want to fly. She gets offended that people are cheering for her being kicked off because she feels like she's unjustly being kicked off the plane. So then she starts talking. They start insulting her. She insults them back. More and more insults. It becomes worse and worse. She starts telling them, she says, you're a regular person. I'm a superstar. I could fly private. It reminded me of the OBJ situation, Odell Beckham Jr. He got kicked off a flight. Maybe due to a miscommunication, I don't know. They all said, you're screwing us over. He said, screw you. You're fat. Doesn't matter. Basically, everyone is just, it's okay. Like the passengers are upset with Sha'Carri because they feel like she is affecting their flight. Sha'Carri's upset with the passengers because she feels like they're being disrespectful to her.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And at the end of the day, life moves on. But
I saw she got rebooked on another flight. Yeah. And then there was a quote in one of the stories where it was like, when asked, like, they reached out to her agent or her team, whatever, like, they had no further comment on the issue.
Which is like, I know.
Well, I'm reminded of the interview, I think it was in New York last year, that media members got with her agent, remember?
Yeah.
Ronaldo Nehemiah?
Yeah.
Just about, like, all the stuff that had happened, prior to that point and how it was working with her and handling social media in this current era. But then so much has happened since then. It's almost like you'd want to follow up with him to figure out like his thoughts on what it is going forward.
You could argue this. I really think this is not an indictment on personality or who's right and who's wrong. It's just the reaction of how people are when they're on a plane. People get really frustrated easily. You drop a pen and everyone's freaking out. Why'd you drop the pen? And I think that's what happened. If this situation happened in like a waiting room at a doctor's office, none of it would happen because everyone's like chill. Like, oh, there's music going. I'm reading my magazine. There's no stress here. But because it's happening on a plane, everyone kind of ratchets it up and starts insulting each other. And then you insult and then you insult back. And then it's circular logic. All of a sudden, there's chaos happening. So that's what happened.
Man, you gave a very thorough analysis of that.
I did my homework.
That was a synopsis.
I don't know. I fly so much that I'm just like, I just give up on ever caring about anything that happens on a plane. Because it's just like, it's a waste. It's like, I don't want to stress about it. Like, I'm the type of person where like, if this is happening and I'm like, I want to get annoyed, I would just be like,
well, you get annoyed if you had to like deplane like they did on the other.
Yeah, but I would just be like, God damn it, I chose the wrong flight today. Like, my luck. Like, I'll get just as annoyed as like there's ice storms or just as annoyed as there's a mechanical failure. Now this is a situation with a passenger. Like, you can't control it. That's the thing. You're at the mercy of other people. Yeah. You're at the mercy of other passengers, other pilots, other electronics, and sometimes Sometimes you win.
But at a certain point,
sometimes you lose.
people know the rules at this point, right?
Yeah, people know the rules, but guess what? We live in a world where like people break rules, and people aren't gonna do.
Oh yeah, certainly people break rules, but at a certain point, you got to be like, don't you?
It comes with the territory.
Frustrated.
If you don't want to deal with this, get extremely rich, and have a private plane.
Are you talking about for the rest of the passengers or for her?
No, for everyone.
Oh, everybody.
If you don't want this problem to ever happen, be a billionaire and own a private plane. If you can't do that, I'm working on it. I'm not there yet, but I can't do that. I gotta just play the game. And the game says there's a 5% chance your flight's gonna be annoying, and you just gotta roll the dice.
Yeah, I'm just interested because it seems like everything she does now, there's gonna be a story attached to it, right? And it's just if this was virtually 99.99% of track athletes could have had a similar thing, and maybe in the track internet people would have talked about it, but it certainly would have been written about in major publications as a story. I mean, I guess if it was a huge ordeal or something, because you saw that.
If there's like violence or something, but none of that was happening.
Well, and then with during COVID, with the masks and everything like that, right? Like some of those videos would go viral, but there wouldn't be enormous write-ups where the person's name is in it.
It's just name calling. That's all it was.
She's a big name. Like she is a celebrity. Like she's right about that. 100% right about that she's a celebrity. Yeah. I mean, because you don't get written about if you're not in this situation. You happen to run track. But all right. We'll leave it there. FloTrackPodcast@gmail.com.
This is a great pod. See, the pods I feel like are getting better. Don't you feel like the pods are getting
longer, which means Colt is just in the money at this point.
Do we pay him on a per second basis?
I mean, my big takeaway was you versus show choirs. I think that's something we need to dig into more. Nah. I've never seen such passion.
Show choirs is the worst. And it's also awful because
I didn't mean to start on a new topic.
Like there's just like in pop culture, that's what people like. They just all lean on the show choir, like Glee and all that stuff. I was like, musical theaters. Then they tried to make a Glee version, but musical theater, and it didn't do as well because people, Anyway,
they filmed Glee at the high school I used to work at the last.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Like during lunchtime, you'd walk out there and like, what is this? Like full on.
Wow.
Ensemble.
So were you an extra in Glee?
No, some of the students. If they got lucky
in the back,
in it.
They're like,
rarely it happened.
Were people always trying to like, I got to go to the bathroom?
I think at first, and then it became more of like just a thing that would go on. Yeah. It's just like, wait, what's this going on? It was the layout of the school was very abnormal, so it allowed like you could hear everything, but also they could kind of go to different spots, and then you could hear nothing. It was very interesting.
So did you see them in passing?
I saw I'd walk down to my car or something during lunch and then walk back up and I'd see like a number. I wouldn't see them.
You see an actor?
No one famous. I mean, no one that I would recognize. It was a lot of like background dancing in that, right?
Yeah.
Am I remembering this right? Yeah. So just more like a bunch of people. And they take 1 million takes of it too, right? So it's just like, it's like the same. It's actually kind of annoying when you hear it because it's the same 25 seconds over and over again for hours.
Yeah. I didn't know you were in Glee, man. That's awesome.
No, I was never.
No, you're in it.
I'm not like you who was in the Social Network wearing a similar hoodie to that.
Yeah, I was in the Social Network. That was fun.
Right. Like, subscribe. We'll see you Wednesday.
Comment, tell your friends.
So we'll be on at least by 1. Depends who wins the argument between Gordon and I.
Yeah,
if you log on at 12:30 and no one's here, maybe Colt just goes solo.
30 minutes?
Over the logo.
Or maybe you just do the pod first 30 and I just sit here quietly listening.
No, you sit over there. And then you debrief me mid-pod.
It would be funny, though, if I log in mid-pod and everyone's like, Gordon, are you on camera right now? And be like, yeah.
Again, I don't think that's the best course of action.
I think that'll be the greatest course of action.
Of all of our potential solutions to this,
the audience wants us to know the corporate world of Flow Sports.
I don't think they're that interested. I think they just want to talk to each other.
I could ask the chat to, like, comment in the
corporate
meeting.
Hey, guys, so here's the topic. Yeah, maybe.
It's going to be great.
Okay.
We'll talk to people behind the scenes. Maybe we make that meeting the premium pod.
We're not going to. All right. Thanks, Cole, for producing. We got to go before Gordon does anything else that jeopardizes his employment future. We'll talk to you later.
Go Eagles. Go Eagles.